What the plan? Pengay, hope you're doing good. RWS 200 this upcoming Saturday. I'm too excited. It's going to be a great card. Looking at the fighters, at the names, I can't really see this card not living up to expectations. There were some fights that fell through, but it is what it is. It happens, and tomorrow is the weigh-in, so maybe another fight will fall through. It's not uncommon with RWS, but I sure hope not. 7 fights, amazing fights, and I can't wait. So let's get into the prediction. Very difficult one to make because of the quality of the fighters, of the matchups, but I've done my best and I have high hopes. So let's get into it. Fight number 1, super bantamweight, Albert Campos versus Oscar Fonseca. Campos trains at the Phuket Fight Club, 4-1-1 in RWS, WCK world champion, Spain national champion. He comes from a win against Akram Uchibi, first round knockout, 3 knockdowns in 1 round knockout. The first one in that fight was a switch left kick that caught Uchibi off guard completely. Amazing performance by a very fundamental fighter. Campos is well-rounded, not too flashy, not doing the crazy stuff. Sometimes maybe he'll throw in a spinning attack or a jump knee or something like that, but I can't really remember him doing that. He's very fundamental, he's very measured, very calculated. He goes to the body, he goes to the legs with kicks, he goes to the head. He mixes up his attacks very well. He mainly, I would say, orthodox boxing type of fighter. Does switch stance at times, I think I've seen, but mainly out of orthodox. He pressures forward, he's aggressive, he puts hands on you, he goes to the body to make you gas out, and then he comes up to the head as well. Very fun fighter to watch, a fighter you can learn a lot from, I believe. He's very talented. He's 28, 29, I believe, or maybe a little bit older, 30, 31, but still, he's in his prime, and I look forward to watching him in this fight. In terms of weaknesses, a little bit in the clinch maybe. Does not have the same success when being pressured backwards, I would say, but still, very talented fighter, very fundamental, and his last win over Uchibi was very impressive, because a lot of people didn't expect that. I did. I had Campos winning, but I think I had him winning through decision even. I'm not sure what I had, but I was very impressed by Campos' last fight, and now he's fighting not... Fonseca is not the same type of fighter like Uchibi, but in some ways they are very unorthodox. He fights at an orthodox stance, but he's very unorthodox in the way that he fights. Jump knees, spinning attacks, weird movements, very fun to watch. Fonseca, a Peruvian fighter that trains out of PK Sanchai, 1-0 in RWS. His debut was won against Shama through KO with a rear front kick to the sternum, to the belly, stomach of Shama, who dropped him. I think it was 2. First he dropped him once, and then it came again, which the doctor called it. Very flashy, very fast. He likes his side teeps with the left leg. He likes to sweep. Sometimes they're illegal, but he likes to. Very wild fighter. As I said, interesting to watch. I do see a weakness, however, that I think Campos will take advantage of, and that is the counters. When Fonseca goes into his attacks, especially the jumping attacks and the spinning attacks, he is quite open to counters, especially straight punches, and Campos being such a good boxer, I think he's definitely going to expose that. So I'm going to have to say Campos KO win. Probably later round, 3rd round, last round, I think Campos going to knock him out. I'm not sure if it's going to be punches. I could see a switch left kick hitting the target. So either way, KO third round for Campos, but maybe a switch kick hitting the target. Fight number 2, super welterweight, Award Kasimba versus Gonzalo Albinagorta. Kasimba is Pejnom Noe fighter 2 and 3, I believe, in RWS. Uganda national champion, Southern Thailand national champion, Southern Thailand champion. Sorry. He comes from a win over Alexis Lagua, has a win over Kai Chon, and then he has some losses to Doherty, Nunglan Lek, and Trakuton. And he's an orthodox fighter. Good off the back foot, good off the front foot, quite powerful, swings quite wild at times. Not the most technical fighter. It's not like he turns over his punches too much. They kind of come like as they are, but they're very powerful, and he's an exciting fighter to watch. He also throws in a lot of fun attacks, some flying knees here and there. It's a style that is quite well-rounded. He mixes it up. Not the most technical, but well-rounded. Mixing up attacks, going to the legs with low kicks, going to the body with teeps and punches, going to the head, long knees at times, which against Albinagorta, who is a little bit shorter, I can see Kasimba looking for longer range attacks. I do see some weaknesses though. Like I said, not the cleanest boxing. I think he gives damage to takes damage to give damage. And I think he can be countered. Also, in the loss against Doherty, it was a while back now though, but he gassed out in that one. And I can see if it doesn't go his way, I could see him gassing out in this one as well, because Albinagorta, on the other hand, a little bit shorter, stocky fighter, puts up his guard, walks forward, pressures, and throws good solid hands, some very heavy low kicks, and he has a very nice lead elbow. Orthodox, so left hand, but left elbow coming up with the lead. He has cut several fighters with that I watched in my tape studies. He has wins over Starboy and Payne. Nice left hook. Very, very nice left hook. Yeah, like I said, stepping elbow, but also elbows over the top with the right hand coming in. He's a dangerous fighter. He's tough as hell. He does not look like he gets phased when he gets rocked. He just keeps going forward. And Kasimba has power, but I'm not sure he has the power to knock Albinagorta out. This is a tough fight to call, but I'm gonna have to say Albinagorta gets this one done. I think I can see him getting hurt to the body by Kasimba, teeps or long range knees. But in the end, I think Albinagorta will surprise a lot of people with this one. I think he's going to put up his guard. I think he's gonna put heavy hands and low kicks on Kasimba, making him move backwards. I think when Kasimba goes forwards, I think Albinagorta will find the lead, elbow, counter, making Kasimba question going forward again. And then when Kasimba is on the back foot, I believe that Albinagorta has him where he wants him. So I'm gonna say a unanimous decision win for Albinagorta. I think the Peruvian fighter is interesting in this in RWS. Not the most flashy, but he's tough as hell, and I think he's gonna get this one done. Unanimous decision win for Albinagorta. Moving on, fight number 3. I believe this is a middleweight or a catchweight bout. It was a late ad. Dmitry Menchikov versus the former champion Emerson Bento. Menchikov he's mainly a kickboxer, but also a Muay Thai fighter. Has a Soviet type of style. Does not check kicks too much with his legs, but he blocks them and he counters a lot. When the opponent kicks, he counters. Trains at a Kuzbas Muay Thai Empire Club. 1-0 on RWS. He beat Josh Hill in his debut with a I think it was a left hook followed by a right straight, a straight right. He fights out of both stances, but that's something that I see his strength really being. The left hook from orthodox coming down with the right hand through the pipe. Very heavy hands. He is a KO machine. I don't remember exactly how many KOs he has in his career, but it's a lot of them. He's around 74-2 overall in his career, and he's an interesting fighter to watch. I think he's definitely going to be a name in RWS. I do see some weaknesses. He do eat a lot of low kicks, and sometimes he gets like spun around with the low kicks because he doesn't check them that much. He doesn't pull back his legs that much because he's quite heavy on the front leg because he's a heavy boxer. And I can see Bento finding success in this fight. Bento, as I said, former Rajadamnern Stadium champion. He became the middleweight champion RWS when he beat Beckham. He has also beat Joe Ryan, and he has a loss to Tanachai. I think he lost the belt in that fight through unanimous decision. Bento is a little bit older, 34, 35, while Menchikov is 28, 29. Bento, long range, he's tall, lanky, he's going to use long knees, he's going to use teeps, he's going to go in with the 1-2s that he likes. Elbows, he has mean right elbows. He's also orthodox, coming up the top, over the top with the right elbows. Mean fighter, nasty technique, but I can see him getting hurt bad by Menchikov. I think Menchikov will get close, cut the range, cut the distance, and absolutely wobble Bento with his powerful left hook. First, I think he's going to go to the body, making Bento dropping down a little bit with his hands, because usually when Bento guards, he guards on a long guard, leaving his body exposed. So I think Menchikov is going to see that. He's going to go to the body, making Bento drop his hands a little bit to protect himself, and then the left hook and the straight right is going to come down the pipe and knock Bento out in probably the second round. I can see that. Left hook with the followed by the straight right in the second round, KO win for Menchikov. Yeah. Moving on. Fight number 4. Interim title fight. Super Bantamweight division. Koki Osaki versus Chaiton War Aracha. This was supposed to be Osaki versus Petzilla, but due to an injury, this was supposed to be a super fight. Osaki is the Rice Bantamweight champion, Super Bantamweight champion, and or maybe just Bantamweight. And Petzilla is the RWS champion. This was supposed to be a super fight, but Petzilla had to withdraw, and in comes his teammate Chaiton, very young, talented fighter as well. So it's an interesting fight either way, even though it would have been nice to see Osaki versus Petzilla. But it is what it is. So Osaki trains at an Oishi gym in Nagoya, Japan, if I'm not mistaken. 39-6, 1-1 in his career, around that. Making his RWS debut in this fight. He is an orthodox pressure fighter, very aggressive, but not aggressive in a sense that he is wild. He's very measured, very calculated, has amazing timing. Amazing timing. He has beaten the Thai fighter Wutikon. That was a TKO through punches. I can't remember now if it was to the body, but I think a lot of the punches was to the body and then going up top as well. And then he has a unanimous decision win against Shiro. And in that fight against Shiro, when he won the bantamweight belt the second time in Rice, he dropped Shiro with a mean left hook. And I think that's something he's definitely going to use in this fight. Heavy boxing combinations and heavy low kicks, getting up close and then just unloading the heavy hands on Chaiton. body, bam, going up top, bam, uppercuts, hooks, straight punches, maybe throwing in some knees to the body as well. He does not have the best clinch. He does not have a long guard necessarily. A lot of the stuff that Thai fighters are good at, he does not have. But on the other hand, he's an amazing boxer. It's his technique is flawless at times, most of the time, and I think he's gonna be a big problem for Chaiton. Chaiton, on the other hand, is a good fighter. He's young, 19 or 20 years old, trains out of the very technical gym. What Auracha, as I said, same as the champ Petzilla. 2-0 on RWS with wins over Ruben and Sarbobekov. The Sarbobekov one came through a left kick into a left hand, if I'm not mistaken. KO, and then he won a unanimous decision win against Ruben. He is a 3-time Ubon Ratchathani Muay Thai champion. He's a southpaw, so he has a whipping left kick like most southpaws in Thailand have. Huge left kicks, fast, coming out of nowhere, coming out of different angles, close, range. Very, very skillful and technical. He has high fight IQ. He's very calm in the ring. Has a strong clinch. Very good at hand fighting in the clinch, allowing him to drop elbows, to drop knees. Very technical. Very, very fun fighter to watch. If you like the type of technical Thai style, Chaiton is a fighter to watch for sure. He do, however, have a weakness that I believe Ozaki will utilize to get the KO win in this one, which is he doesn't move his feet too much when he backs out of situations. He does not tuck his chin too much. It's kind of in the air at times. And in his win against Ruben did clip him with the left hook a lot. And since Ozaki has a mean left hook, I think that's something that he's going to find success in this fight in. Ozaki will probably, he will put up his guard. He will eat some high kicks on the guard from Chaiton. He will pressure him into a corner, and then he will unload punches to the body, making Chaiton kind of drop, because Chaiton does not have sometimes a lot of, Thai fighters have a great long guard, but sometimes they don't have the tightest and most dynamic high guard. And I think that's a problem for Chaiton, which will allow Ozaki to go to the body, make Chaiton question, where do I put my hands? How do I protect myself now? And then the left hook up top is going to come. It's going to drop Chaiton in the 4th round, and the Rice champion Ozaki will add the interim super bantamweight belt in RWS as well to his collection. And then we're going to have a super fight against the teammate of Chaiton who was supposed to fight Ozaki now, Petzilla. So 4th round KO Ozaki. Fight number 5, super fight, flyweight world championship. The reigning flyweight champion Jigsaw with 4 title defenses. I believe this is the 5th, or maybe this is the 4th. I'm not too sure. Versus Duan Gao Gao, the light flyweight champion, reigning current light flyweight champion in RWS. Jigsaw trains out of Sit, Thailand. He is 5-0 in RWS. He, I believe, can become the record holder for most title defenses in flyweight RWS history with this one. And very technical fighter. Orthodox pressure fighter. Like walking forwards. No, not the greatest off the back foot at times, but likes walking forward. He mixes up his attacks very well. He's not a technical fighter in the sense of footwork and head movement at times, but utilizing all of his weapons. He uses everything. He uses switch knees, rear knees, elbows, punches, teeps, low kicks, high kicks, body kicks. Very fun fighter to watch out of a technical standpoint. And he's also a stand there and bang type of fighter. So very fun to watch. He won the belt against Ken Ubon, and then he defended it 4 times. Okay, I think he defended it 4 times against Ryuya Okuwaki, Japanese fighter, Wow Wow, Thai fighter, Singdam, and then Singpet as well. So I think this is the 5th defense. Very, very skillful fighter, as I said. Nice 1-2, goes to the body, goes up top. He's very good at winning exchanges as well, with especially low kicks. He's very fast, very slick with the low kicks, and the timing is very nice. I do see the weakness being head movement. At times he doesn't slip, and in Muay Thai you're not supposed to slip too much either, but there's a fine line there, and I don't think he utilizes it that much. He eats a lot of punches, and now he's fighting an old foe in Duan Gao Gao. They fought last year in October, I believe, a fight that Duan Gao Gao came out victorious in. Not because he's the more technical fighter, because he isn't. Duan Gao Gao is a little bit of a, not a one-trick pony by any means, definitely not. But he is more, you know what you can expect from him. Heavy hands, good in the clinch with the vice grip, and power in everything he does. Low kicks, power. Left hook, power. Straight right, especially the straight right, insane power. Trains out of or Petkunsuek, is current RWS light flyweight champion, former minimum weight RWS champion as well. He won against Lampo 2 times in RWS. The first, I think both through KOs. First one finished with a right hand, and then the second one, when he defended the belt, was a left hook, I believe. Insane power. Lampo is a strong fighter, but when it comes to the power of Duan Gao Gao, it's on a different level. And you could see that in their fight as well from October last year, when Jigsaw and Duan Gao Gao. Jigsaw was more technical all throughout the fight. He put together combinations. He utilized knees, teeps, elbows, every single weapon he had. But the problem was that every single time that Duan Gao Gao threw a punch, he wobbled. Not wobbled in the sense of he got rocked, but a little bit. But he punches so hard that Jigsaw lost his footing several times, like stumbling. It's difficult to not give around to Duan Gao Gao when he fights like that. He also utilized the vice grip and the clinch a lot, really dominating, showing dominance over Jigsaw in that first fight last year. I had the first few rounds for Jigsaw, but the more the fight went on, the more strong Duan Gao Gao looked, and he just dominated. So for me, this fight is very tough to call, because I like technical fighters like Jigsaw. I really do. I just can't bet against Duan Gao Gao. I think he's just a force. He's a force, and you know what you can expect from him. You know that straight right is gonna come through the pipe. You know that left hook is coming. You know the low kicks are coming. But he just moves forward into you, and he just throws it. Even if off the back foot, he gathers amazing straight in that right hand. Often it's a little bit shorter. It's not like the most extended one. He's up close. He's up close. Maybe they've been in a clinch. They push off, comes back, and then he sits down on that right hand. Extremely powerful. This is probably going to be the fight of the night, I think. I think we're going to see a decision. I want to say KO as well, but I think we're going to see a decision in this one. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tight, but I believe Duan Gao Gao is going to get it done again. I have a strong feeling that he's going to eat punches. He always does, but it's just his chin is solid, and the right hand is dangerous, scary dangerous. So I'm going to have to say Duan Gao Gao. Unanimous decision win. I don't know about this one, honestly, but yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Duan Gagao, unanimous decision win. Or a fourth round KO. Just throwing that in there. Fight number 6. Also a super fight. Super welterweight, world title. Daniel Rodriguez, the reigning champion, 2-time champion, versus Angel Bauza. Rodriguez was supposed to fight Ritueda, but due to an injury, the Thai fighter had to pull out, and in comes Bauza. A big opportunity for Bauza, who is an interesting fighter, but I have a sense that this might be a little bit early for him. Either way, Daniel Rodriguez is a fighter out of Dado Gym and Superbon training camp. Also, I saw something about Simbi Muay Thai. I'm not sure he trains there anymore, but Superbon has been in his corner lately, so he definitely trains out of there. 50-1 overall in his career, 17-1 in RWS. It's unbelievable, really, to have that type of record in Muay Thai. It's unmatched in the heavier weight classes, and what to say? He's a phenomenon, a phenom. He is a southpaw fighter, good off the back foot, but prefers pressuring forward. Has probably one of the more well-rounded fighters in RWS. He's a little bit good at everything, and he has some specialties as well. He's very good. He's a southpaw, as I said, and he's very good against orthodox fighters. His timing, his footwork makes it difficult for orthodox fighters to really catch him. And he moves forward. He puts together boxing combinations on you. He throws heavy low kicks. He angles out when he needs to. He slips when he needs to. He puts up a high guard when he needs to, mixing in with the long guard. Checking kicks. He's very difficult to damage, very difficult to hit. And I think that's his biggest strength. He's very defensively sound. He does not like to put himself in unnecessary dangers like other fighters might. He feints. He makes you question what's coming. He makes you throw, and he pulls back and he counters. Nice knees in the clinch, solid balance, great footwork, head movement, very versatile. Heavy hooks, very heavy hooks. He goes to the body with straights, and then he comes up top with mean hooks. Weaknesses yet to be exposed, really. He lost against Jodwicha. His only loss in his career, in his pro career, against Jodwicha, and Jodwicha outgridded him in that one. He managed to get up close. He managed to put hands on him. He managed to get him into clinch. And it was a very good fight from Jodwicha. But in the end, I think that loss made Rodriguez better. And I think he's very ready for this title defense. His 5th title defense, if I'm not wrong, on his second time as super bantamweight champion. The first time around he had 4 defenses as well, and then he lost the belt to Jodwicha, and now he took it back, and now he's on his 5th defense now, I believe. So he can beat his own record of defenses. And Bauza, the Argentinian fighter that he is fighting against now. Bauza trains out of Silk Muay Thai. 4-0. I believe, no, he did lose a fight. He did lose a fight in RWS against Poiras. He lost against Poiras. Yeah, because he won the first round. I think he knocked him down as well in one of the rounds, maybe in the first. But then he started spitting out his mouthpiece. I think 3 times in the final round he spit out his mouthpiece, and that's a bad sign in Muay Thai. That shows that you're gassed. That shows that you don't really want to be in there. You need more breaks. And even though he was knocked down, Poiras won the fight through split decision. So that was a setback for Bauza. But since then he's bounced back. He had a huge win over Garrett Smiley in his last fight. KO with, I think it was 3 left hooks, 3 knockdowns and 3 left hooks, which is his main weapon. He's an orthodox fighter. He likes to walk forward. He likes to pressure you and then throw that mean, dangerous left hook, which seems to be a theme on this card with many fighters with left hooks. But he swings heavy. He overswings, overextends at times, but very interesting fighter to watch. He also has very dangerous elbows. He uses the lead one, he uses the rear one as well. When you're stepping forward, he counters you, bop, bop, bop. Very dangerous. Has, I think, 2 doctor stoppages in RWS. The win against Kai Lung and the win against Malcolm were both stopped due to really bad elbow cuts. So that's the left hook and the elbows. That's his main weapons. Those are his main weapons, I would say. And this fight is very interesting. I do think in the beginning of the fight, I think Bausa will pressure forward because Daniel is okay off the back foot. So Bausa will pressure forward. He will try to put together combinations, but I think Rodriguez will be very defensively solid in that first round. And I think he's going to use a lot of longer range attacks, stepping knees, maybe some teeps, some low kicks, really making Bausa wonder, is it worth it going forward? But Bausa, the fighter he is, he doesn't fight off the back foot. He had a loss on one Friday fights against, who was that? Baranov, where I noticed that when Bausa steps back, he moves his head first, not his feet. So he kind of stands straight when he moves back and then puts up, and then the feet moves, and that's a problem in Muay Thai. You're going to get clipped. Left hooks, high kicks, straight punches, you're going to get clipped. And I think that's what Daniel's going to do. The first round might be a little bit even, I think, because Rodriguez is going to pace himself, I believe, being more off the back foot. But the longer the fight goes, I think Rodriguez will start pressuring Bausa backwards, and Bausa will not really be able to fight off the back foot. He'll swing wild, but he'll miss because Rodriguez will come in, feint, lean back, counter, and I can see a finish in maybe the third round, probably. Third or fourth round, I can see Rodriguez KOing Bausa. I could see a high left, like a left kick, but Rodriguez, his style, I think he's going to put together some boxing combinations. I think we're going to see the left hook. Rodriguez will go to the body, and then he will put together a left hook that knocks Bausa out. Maybe even a straight right. Either way, third round KO finish for Rodriguez, successfully defending his belt for the 5th time, and still the super bantamweight champion in RWS. Yeah, I think that's most likely. I'm very excited for this fight too. And then we have the last fight, super featherweight, James Kostic versus Miki Ghazali. 2 young, very talented fighters. Kostic is 20, I believe, and Ghazali is 17. They're similar heights, around 170. I think Ghazali will be a little bit taller. Kostic is a boxing heavy orthodox fighter, trains out of SRG Thai boxing gym, 27-4-1 in his career, around that, 3-1 in RWS. Has fights in RWS, wins over Petmedmai, Topic, and Kauklai. And then he lost a fight. I can't remember who he lost against now because I already wrote half the name. So that's sloppy as shit. But we move. He is a heavy boxer. He likes to sit down on his punches a lot. Low kicks. Nice lean backs and slips at times. You can see he's trained a lot of boxing, not just the traditional bouncy Muay Thai style. He Does not have the best clinch. I think he tends to lose kicking exchanges, at least in his loss against One Padej. I think it was One Padej. One Padej. He lost a lot of exchanges, like overextending on a kick. One Padej pulling back and then kicking him in the ass. I remember seeing that. So that was a little bit of a weakness. He's very forward pressure. He throws hard, and he could overextend at times. He's very open to counter kicks on his left side. When he throws jab and then he throws a right, sometimes his left hand does not come back to his head, and he gets clipped. And I think that's something that Ghazali, who is also orthodox, which means his right kick will be in very good range for that. Ghazali 25-10, so not the best record compared to Kostic. 2-0 in RWS though. 2025 SEA Games gold champion, WBC Muay Thai amateur gold champion, gold medalist. Has wins over Dostielmi and Sitongpon in RWS. The win against Dostielmi was a little bit... he got a knockdown, which I'm not sure was a knockdown. He fought off the back foot a lot in that one. He fought off the back foot against Sitongpon as well. And Ghazali is very dangerous off the back foot because he makes you want to punch him. He kind of leans forward a little bit, which Sitongpon did, overextended, and then Ghazali leaned back and came in with a left hook and knocked him out. This is a very good fight between two talented fighters. I think I haven't really decided yet on a winner in this one. I said to myself, I'll do it more in the moment. And when I'm looking at it now, I see Ghazali with good strength, IQ, good footwork. He circles out of danger. He has good kicks, especially a left switch kick. Very, very, very dangerous. Good counters, as I said, defensively sound. And then I see on the other hand, Kostic, powerful boxer, mean low kicks. Also nice head movement and footwork. Very talented as well. Two very good fighters. Kostic being open to counters. Ghazali being out-volumed at times and still getting the wins, which is kind of crazy. In the fight against Sitongpon, he lost the first round. And he was having problems with the volume of Kostic. I'm going to have to say Kostic in this one. I think Kostic is going to pressure forward. I think he might get clipped by Ghazali's right foot over the top and get knocked out. But I'm going to have to say Kostic. My feeling right now is that he will pressure Ghazali backwards and he will put hands on him. I think Ghazali needs to learn a little bit how to control games on the front foot a little bit more. He's very young, of course, but I think, Kostic gonna get this one done, I believe. Unanimous decision, Kostic. And that's it. That's the card. That is RWS 200. Amazing card. I'm very uncertain on most of these fights, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's what I was about to say, gambling, but I don't gamble. That's what predictions are supposed to be. They're supposed to be tough. They're supposed to be good matchups. So I have to, and other people that predict these fights are challenged. That's what it is. That's what's fun about this. Amazing card. Looking forward to it so much. I hope I can watch it when it happens live. I do work on Saturday, so I'm not sure if my schedule is gonna fuck me on that one. Sorry, but I'm very excited for this card. It's gonna be amazing, and I look forward to discussing it afterwards in the recap. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you a lot. Kop kom mahap.